Nobody ever told you this, but everything you see today was once invisible. The house, an empire, a life of freedom. It all began as a mental image, fragile, barely noticeable, planted deep in the dark soil of your subconscious mind. Bob Proctor used to say, "The mind is a garden, and thoughts are the seeds. You can grow roses, or you can let weeds take over. But the soil never questions what you plant." Have you ever stopped to wonder what you've been planting in there? So many people spend their whole lives unaware that they're harvesting the mental misery they unconsciously sowed over years. Thoughts of scarcity, internal sentences like, "It's not for me. I wasn't born to be wealthy. This is way too hard." These phrases, they're seeds. And the universe, impartial and exact, cultivates everything you truly believe. Now imagine this. You close your eyes, take a deep breath, and begin to see something different. Picture, clear, vibrant, powerful. You see yourself in a place of total freedom. You feel it. You touch it. You live that reality, even if it's not yet visible in the physical world. This isn't fantasy. It's the origin of everything. The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It only responds to what you repeat with feeling. And if you can hold that image in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Bob Proctor said that. Now, think about this. What's your boldest goal? The one you shy away from even thinking about because it feels too big? See it. Feel it. Like it's already yours. Don't get hung up on the how. That's where most people get stuck. Logic tries to kill the dream before it even takes root. But logic doesn't understand the invisible. For now, your mission is simple. Just plant the seed. Plant it with conviction, clarity, and energy. Guided mental exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize yourself achieving that goal. Not as a wish, but as a memory. See the details. Hear the sounds. Feel the texture, the temperature, the emotion. Allow yourself to smile. Allow yourself to believe, even if only for a few seconds, because in that brief moment, the seed has been planted. Reflection. Have you ever thought of the mind as an invisible womb? It births what you nourish, and what you repeat with feeling comes to life. Yes, it comes to life. Not on the ego's schedule, but on creation's timeline. Maybe until now, you've been planting scarcity without realizing it. But here's the good news. The soil of your mind always welcomes new seeds. You can start right now. With this image, with this quiet decision, the seed has been planted. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the law of vibration and why you don't attract what you want. You attract what you vibrate. Have you ever wondered, why does it seem like the more you want something, the farther away it gets? You work hard. Think positive. Repeat affirmations. But deep down, nothing seems to change. Bob Proctor explained this with brutal honesty. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. That means, life doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your frequency. Everything in the universe is in motion. Nothing stands still. Not even you right now. Your thoughts, your feelings, your body, everything vibrates. Every emotion has its own frequency. Guilt, anger, scarcity, they vibrate low. Gratitude, certainty, love, they vibrate high. Now take a deep breath and honestly reflect. Backhand index pointing right, how often do you vibrate fear, even when you say you have faith? Backhand index pointing right, how many times do you think about abundance but feel scarcity? The universe reads your vibrational field, not your words. It's like a radio. If you're tuned to the wrong frequency, the right song will never play. Vibration isn't something you create, it's something you choose. You can train your mind to stay on a higher frequency by changing your thoughts, transforming your inner dialogue, and above all, choosing to feel as if you already have what you desire. This is more than visualization. It's embodiment. Powerful metaphor. Imagine a magnet. You can polish the surface of a magnet. Paint it. Do everything to make it look beautiful, but it will only attract what matches its polarity. Your mind is that magnet. You can smile at the world, say you're fine, repeat, I am rich, But if inside you're still vibrating doubt, fear, or unworthiness, you repel what you desire. Here's the secret. You have to vibrate as if it's already yours. Not when everything changes, but before. The change happens inside first. Then the world follows. Vibrational exercise. Close your eyes now, just for 60 seconds. Feel as if your goal is already real. Imagine the money has arrived. That freedom is yours. That you wake up light, purposeful, and at peace. Feel it. Don't think. Feel it. This is the language vibration understands. Reflection. You've spent years waiting for the world to change so you could finally feel good. But what if you flip that around? What if, starting right now, you decided to feel as if you already have it? You change your frequency, and the universe responds. Because this is the law of vibration. If this is resonating with you, subscribe now. Because in the next chapter, we'll reveal the invisible gatekeeper that controls how much you allow yourself to receive. Your self-image. Now that you understand you attract what you vibrate, not just what you want, we need to go deeper. Much deeper. Because there's something shaping your life, even if you never gave it permission. Have you ever wondered, why does it seem like every time you get close to achieving something, something happens, and you end up back at square one? It's like there's an invisible line, a ceiling, a limit you just can't break through, no matter how hard you try. That limit has a name, your self-image. Bob Proctor said your self-image is the thermostat of the mind. You can force change, make money, go on a diet, get a promotion, but if your self-image is still programmed for scarcity, it will find a way to sabotage you. Like a mental air conditioner. If it's set to 72 degrees and the temperature rises to 86, it pulls it back down. If it drops to 59, it warms the room back up. It always returns to the program setting. Now, think about this. What's the invisible number on your financial thermostat? What's the amount that, whenever you go beyond it, something goes wrong? This isn't bad luck. It's mental programming. You don't live according to what you want. You live according to who you believe you are. That's why many sabotage opportunities. They earn well but spend poorly. They receive love but don't know how to accept it. They have brilliant ideas but don't think they're good enough. Your self-image is the silent gatekeeper that decides. Backhand index pointing right how much you allow yourself to earn. Backhand index pointing right how much you accept to receive. Backhand index pointing right how happy you give yourself permission to be. But here's the most freeing truth. You can rewrite that image. Your self-image isn't fixed. It's reprogrammable. With the same ingredients that created it. Repetition, emotion, visualization, environment, practical technique. Every day for 21 days. Visualize the new version of yourself. Not as a dream, but as a present reality. See yourself speaking with confidence. See your bank statement. Feel desired. See yourself as worthy. And above all, act like that version. Right now. Even if your mind says, that's not you. Because it is. You just forgot. Proctor's quote. You will never attract more than the image you have of yourself. You might force a win, but it won't last. Unless your self-image accepts it. Deep reflection. You're fighting the world out there. But the real enemy might be in the mirror. Not the physical mirror, but the inner mirror, where the image you believe of yourself lives. If this touched something inside you, if it lit a spark in your shadows, keep listening until the end. Because in the next chapter, we're going to talk about the most overlooked power by those who fail. Decision. Now that you understand the power of self-image, it's time to touch on something that seems simple, but, according to Bob Proctor, separates those who live on autopilot from those who create their own rules. After I discovered this, my life changed completely. And it wasn't because of something complicated. It wasn't luck. It wasn't fate. It was because of a decision. Bob Proctor said, most people never decide. They just react. Read that again. Because this phrase hides a truth that can shatter decades of mental programming. Do you decide, or do you just respond to life's impulses? Do you wake up every day with intention, or just repeat the routine like a social zombie? Decision isn't about what you're going to eat for breakfast. It's not about what clothes to wear. The decision we're talking about here is an internal decree, a breaking point, a moment when you tell yourself with silent firmness, backhand index pointing, from now on, my reality changes. Backhand index pointing right, I choose to live in abundance. Backhand index pointing right, I refuse to accept less than I deserve. Most don't decide because they're afraid. Afraid to lose. Afraid to fail. Afraid to mess up. But what if I told you the real loss happens when you don't decide? When you let life just pass you by, and then you wake up years later asking yourself, what if I had done things differently? Powerful metaphor. Life is like a river. The current is strong. If you don't consciously row, it will carry you wherever it wants. Decision is the act of picking up the paddle and saying, I choose my destiny. 3 decisions that will change your life. Decide what you truly want. Not what's acceptable. Not what's safe. But what makes your heart race. Decide to become the person who lives that reality. This takes courage. And letting go of the old version of yourself. Decide to act, even when you're afraid. Action isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward with awareness. Inner decision exercise. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And think about something you've been avoiding deciding on. Something you know you need to do, but you keep postponing, rationalizing, or hiding from. Now say quietly, I decide. Repeat it, with conviction, even if it's just inside your mind. Because at this exact moment, your energy field shifts. Your brain rewires. The vibration of doubt begins to dissolve. Bob Proctor taught, what you decide determines what you attract, not the other way around. Are you waiting for a sign? This is it. Are you waiting for motivation? It only comes after the decision, never before. Final reflection. Maybe today you don't need another video, another book, or another course. Maybe you just need to decide. If this hit you deep, write in the comments. I decide now. If today you decided never to look back. In the next chapter, we'll reveal one of the greatest hidden secrets in Bob Proctor's words. The law of receiving, because you don't receive what you ask for, you receive what you accept. Now that you've made a decision, now that something inside you has shifted, it's time to open the door. Because you can desire, vibrate, imagine, but if you don't know how to receive, nothing will come. Bob Proctor said, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you feel worthy of receiving. You can ask for prosperity every day. Visualize rivers of money, mansions, trips, freedom. But if deep inside, that secret part of your mind, you still don't feel worthy, you'll repel it all. Have you noticed that? You finally get an opportunity, but feel like it's not the right time. Someone compliments your talent, and you say, oh, come on, it's not that big of a deal. Unexpected money shows up, and you spend it quickly, like you don't know how to handle it. This isn't coincidence. It's programmed self-sabotage. The mind rejects what the heart can't accept. And here's the key. Backhand index pointing right, you will never hold on to something you feel you don't deserve. Backhand index pointing right, and you will never attract something greater than what you accept for yourself. Subtle metaphor. Imagine the universe as a waiter in an invisible restaurant. You place your order clearly, but when the waiter brings the dish, you look at it with doubt. Is this really for me? Can I handle this? Isn't this too much? And then the waiter takes it back because you didn't accept it. Bob Proctor taught, you need to see yourself already in possession of what you want and feel comfortable with it. This is more than desire. It's emotional acceptance. It's giving yourself permission. Acceptance exercise. Every day quietly repeat. Speaking head, I accept the best life has to offer me. Speaking head, I receive with gratitude, ease, and power. Speaking head, I deserve it. I allow it. I receive it. And as you say it, feel it. Not like someone desperate, but like someone who knows they are simply claiming what is already theirs by divine right. 3 signs you're still not truly receiving. You feel guilty when something good happens. You compare yourself to others and put yourself down. You struggle to accept compliments, gifts, or recognition. These are deep symptoms of a mind conditioned to reject abundance. But what if, starting today, you decide to break this cycle? What if you open your arms wide and begin to genuinely accept everything life wants to give you? Abundance, money, opportunities. You don't need to beg. You need to receive. Deep reflection. You've spent years asking, praying, affirming, but forgot the most powerful part: allowing yourself to receive. It's not the universe blocking you. It's you who hasn't yet given yourself permission to be great. In the next chapter, we'll dive into what Proctor called the nervous system of manifestation. Persistence. Because nothing blooms where there's no root. Now that you understand the power of acceptance, you're ready to discover what separates dreamers from achievers. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's something more subtle and brutal. No one ever told you this. But maybe what you really need isn't another course, another technique, or another secret. Maybe what you're missing is real persistence. Bob Proctor said, "Persistence is to the mind what muscles are to the body." And he was right, because persistence isn't blind stubbornness. It's a quiet strength. It's the act of moving forward, even when the world says no. It's the ability to stay focused, even when the results haven't shown up yet. Have you noticed? The people who win the most are not always the smartest, nor the best looking, nor the most connected. They're the ones who refuse to quit. Deep metaphor. Imagine a seed planted in the dark. Being pressed down, ignored, buried. And so it keeps pushing upward, because something inside it knows the light is out there, and it will break through the soil. Now ask yourself, do you have that kind of strength inside you? Or do you give up every time the world gets dark? Bob Proctor warned, success doesn't come to those who start. It comes to those who don't stop. And here's the trap. You start excited. You make affirmations. You visualize. When the first obstacle hits, you step back. You change your plan. You give up on yourself. Persistence is proof of faith. Not in something outside of you, but in yourself. It's the deep conviction that even when nothing seems to be happening, something is taking shape. Something is on its way. Something is growing. 3 steps to build mental persistence. Have a clear vision. You can't keep pushing forward if you don't see your goal clearly. Write it down. See it. Feel it. Eliminate Plan B. When you leave the door open to escape, your mind will take the easy way out. Burn the bridges. Make advancing your only option. Surround yourself with the right environment. People, content, energy. Everything around you should remind you of who you're becoming. Inner exercise. Close your eyes and say to yourself, speaking head, I keep going. Speaking head, even when I'm scared. Speaking head, even when I'm tired. Speaking head, even without guarantees. Speaking head, because I know what I'm building is bigger than what I can see. Final thought. Most people give up just 5 minutes before the miracle. Maybe you've stopped before too, but now it's different. Because now, you know exactly what you're doing. And persistence is the noblest act of anyone who's decided to win. If this touched your soul, if it stirred something deep inside your truth, subscribe now. In the final chapter, we'll bring it all together. Reveal the ultimate equation. Bob Proctor's complete mental formula to manifest any goal. This is it. We've reached the most important moment. Up to now, you've uncovered the fundamental building blocks. Desire, self-image, decision, acceptance, persistence. But now, we're going to combine them all. Because Bob Proctor said, when you understand the formula, the universe has no choice. It obeys. Nobody ever told you this, but there's an invisible equation that creates everything you experience. It's not out there in the physical world. It lives in the mind. Most people live on autopilot. Wake up, work, pay bills, sleep, hoping something outside will change their lives. But Bob Proctor showed us that reality doesn't change from the outside in. It's shaped from the inside out. And there's a way, a mental map, a sequence that, once activated, changes everything. Bob Proctor's formula to achieve any goal. Clear desire. What do you truly want? Not just what seems possible, but what ignites your spirit. Write it down. Detail it. Live it in your mind as if it's already real. Because desire is the engine, the starting point, elevated self-image. Do you see yourself as someone who can have this? If the answer is no, you'll sabotage everything. You need to step into the identity of your future self. Act, think, and feel like this new version of you. Unshakable decision. Have you decided this will happen? No maybes. No half measures. Decision is the gateway. When you decide, the universe begins moving invisible pieces in your favor. You shift your vibration. You create a point of no return. Vibrational acceptance. Are you allowing yourself to receive? Or do guilt, fear, and doubt still linger? Acceptance opens the doors of your subconscious mind. It's saying, I allow myself to be great. Silent persistence. Do you keep going even when it seems like nothing is happening? Manifestation tests your consistency. It's like planting a tree. You keep watering it long before any leaf shows up. Persistence sends this signal to the universe. Backhand index pointing right. I'm not just interested, I'm fully committed. And then, the magic happens. Reality starts to bend. Coincidences show up. People appear. Ideas flow in. And you begin living what once was just a thought. Final metaphor. Imagine your mind is a projector, and your reality is the screen. You can tear the screen apart, scream, complain, try to change what you see. But if you don't change the movie inside the projector, nothing changes. This formula is about swapping the film. It's you stepping into the role of creator, the scriptwriter of your own existence. Final integration exercise. Close your eyes now. Take a deep breath. And say mentally, speaking head, I know what I want. Speaking head, I am that version now. Speaking head, I decide it will happen. Speaking head, I accept with gratitude. Speaking head, I persist without fear. Speaking head, I am the creator of my reality. Feel each phrase sinking into your energy field. Because this isn't just any meditation. It's a new code being installed. Bob Proctor said, the mind, once expanded, never returns to its original state. If you've made it this far, your mind has already shifted. Your future has already begun. And the world will feel your presence. If this video touched something deep inside you, subscribe now. Here, you don't get shallow motivation. Here, you reprogram your mind to never be the same again. Until the next video. And remember, you didn't come here to just survive. You came here to thrive.